And starting with the infantry corps, we have 3 Dryads, vanguarded forward, and backing them up we have 3 Eternal Guard. And for the skirmish potential, we have 3 Deepwood Scouts, and 1 Sisters of the Thorn for a little bit of poison and some support via free magic. Now for the heavy hitters and the leadership, we have 2 Treekin, 1 either flank, deployed forward to block some of the incoming fire for the Dryads. And now for the leadership, we have the Butterfly Broad herself, Ariel, and she has the standard kit. It's actually, okay, it's just Soul Stealer, Greater Arcane Conduit, Berry Wine, and the Acorn of Ages. Or the Acorn of the Oak of Ages. And we have Papa Durthu, bringing the hardwood. He has Flock of Doom, Sword of Daith, and that's it, and he's ready to rumble. Now what has the High Elf brought to deal with these forest elves, HW?
All I know is his sword disappeared before my very eyes. Oh, it appears
did it?
if I get... Wait, no, not disappeared again.
I don't see it either. What's happened? Durthu is without his sword in this battle? This is madness, HW.
Oh my god, it's lost. Alright, well, High Elves. Huh? We got 4 spearmen. Make it 5. We're going to be seeing Ithelmar chariots. Looks like 2 of them. Got 2 dragon princes. One of them being the Fireborn. And an Illyrian Reaver as well. And I lied, we have 3 dragon princes. Aside from that, we have Alariel the Radiant with the Star of Avalorn, Shield of Thorns, Earthblood, Shieldstone of Isha, Boon of Isha, Shield of Saphira. You know, the usual. But she's riding a horse instead of her eagle in the battle.
Initial thoughts. I think this High Elf army is just compost for Papa Durthu. He's going to mulch these spearmen and lay them to the earth for his Dryads to grow stronger. But we'll see. The Dragon Princes, I mean, this is all about the Dragon Princes and the
Chariots.
Chariots gain some good charges.
And there we go. First charge should be good since the Chariots are going unopposed. And the Dragon Princes and Spearmen are on top of the Treekin. So, I don't know how the other flank's doing, but High Elves seem to be getting these engagements in a decent enough way. Ooh, big Flock of Doom though. And a big Soul Stealer.
Yeah, the Chariots are getting some decent work done, pouring into the back lines. But still, the Dragon Prince is taking some decent damage in turn. And the Dragon Prince on the right flank, HW, they just sat there, just sitting there on Treekin. And this is not how they win the game. They need to be active, they need to be mobile, and getting big charges off across the field.
Yeah, now they have Eternal Guard hitting them too, and you know, they just need to get the hell out of there. The Chariots do seem like they're doing a good job penetrating, getting in there. Fireborn taking a ton of damage. Sword of Daith is on top of them. And the Star of Avalorn is doing its best, but man, they're just suffering. Oh, those aren't the Fireborn. I'm sorry, the Fireborn are very healthy. That was generic Dragon Princes I was talking about.
But now the Acorn of Ages going down, and you spoke too soon. The Fireborn just took massive damage. They only lost 2 models, but they're below half health. Martial Prowess is down, and looks like Durthu may slap them out of existence with his sword if it is actually visual because of that bug. But look at that. It's like a big turn right there for the Wood Elves.
Indeed. That's a big, big play. Ouch, ouch,
My
ouch.
goodness. 2 Dragon Princes now running for the hills.
Well, and Ariel's stuck. She's just pinned in combat with Treekin and Durthu. That's just not where she wants to be. A big, big hit on top of her now.
My goodness. Now from bad to worse for the High Elves here. If they lose Larry, this is very much a game for the High Elf. I mean, for the Wood Elves, excuse me.
Yep.
But the High Elf is doing a decent job chasing off some Deepwood Scouts and trying to win in other parts of the field. But yeah, looks like Ariel is about to die here. Rita, oh my goodness, she's dead.
Yep, she gone. She gone. She shattered, and now is she dead? Yeah, she dead. And just like that, the High Elf's chances are looking to start looking to slip away. I mean, they still have Chariots, they still have some Dragon Princes, so they can still technically kill everything, but not Durthu or Ariel.
And a massive Soul Stealer goes down, HW. I think that's nail in the coffin for these High Elves here. They are sent packing back to Lothern, and it seems the Wood Elves will prove they are the Lords of the Forest, and perhaps the top elves in the game currently.
I thought that was the Dark Elves.
You're full of bad jokes.
Oh, I know.
And I gotta say, I do love Durthu. He's just the spirit of reborn in Warhammer. Just glorious, slapping those dragon princes off their high horses and laying them to the earth for the dryads to reap and grow.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, looks like Han ain't out of this yet, though. You can see he's eliminating the Deepwood Scouts completely. And then he is just kind of regrouping on the peripheries of the battlefield here. And it looks like he's coming in possibly for a pretty devastating rear charge to this engagement over here on the High Elf left flank, the Wood Elf right. And he can pick up some pretty big value there, knocking out those Eternal Guard and Dryads. But it just seems so futile at this point. Still Treekin, Durthu's full health. And there goes the Soul Stealer. Oh no, Flock of Doom and a Soul Stealer?
And a Sword of Death. My goodness. Massive damage going down.
Ouch.
Wherever these High Elves may run, Durthu is coming for them. But yeah, it was yeah, it was all about that Acorn of Ages.
Yeah.
Just a massive turn there, a great play. And yeah, in the end, the Dragon Princes simply did not get enough damage done. They've got punished when they blobbed.
Yep. Oh, man.
What do you think about this High Elf army, HW? I think it's a bit odd to go against the Wood Elves.
I find
Just
it
full
very strange. But I could see... I'm trying to think here. It's like, if you're expecting the Wood Elves to go very kite-focused and you're just trying to rush them down, I guess it could work. But the problem is like, the Wood Elves aren't just that faction anymore. You know, it's not... You're not just worried about getting sniped down or kited. They have tanky units. They have heavy hitters. They have cavalry that can go toe-to-toe with your cavalry now. And... I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. It just seems to me like Alariel, like there's not any single entity killing power in this army. Yeah. It's like an army that relies on you being able to kill everything except for the units that you need to isolate at the end and hope you have enough health to deal with them. Because it's just like, what in this army, if your opponent picks Durthu, do you plan on killing Durthu with?
Yeah, it seems like, yeah, basically nothing. You can only hope that you can kill him in the late game with the balance of power in your favor.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's exactly what I think as well. You know, I might like this is I can understand the thought behind this build, but in some ways it seems even a bit dubious because you're full in on the rush to try and stop the kite, but even then, like, if you're stopping the kite, you're leaving Ariel in the air on a pigeon, and if you reverse kites, you could get sniped. And then if you reverse a rush, yeah, you don't have anything to deal with Durthu, like you said. And then, yeah, I like the idea behind this build, but I feel like it needs a few more tools to be a bit more versed and not so susceptible to Durthu just pounding them into the earth.
Yeah.
But I like the idea behind the build overall. Just again, needs a few more tools to be a well-rounded build.
Yeah, it's for me. It's like if you're going to rush and you don't have missile units to kill Durthu or let's say a dragon, then I mean, and granted, I want to give credit. Like Fireborn, bonus versus large, do fire damage. Yep. They do well against Treekin and things like that, but it's just not quite enough. Like you need archers to kill those units, or you need dragons or something like that have the power to just go toe-to-toe and kill something like that.
Or even just two nobles on chariots or on horseback. They can often do really well. Wild riders and many units on the Wood Elves can't really deal with their high armor and high DPS.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's, just something to chop down Durthu.
Agreed, especially with Alariel.
And I just wanted to mention with the Fireborn too. I mean, the Fireborn can deal with trees, but Felkon completely planned for that, you know, to deal with any blob situation with Cav. When he has the Acorn and Soul Stealer, the Cav were just going to struggle to ever surround Durthu. Yeah. Just they couldn't get damage done by surrounding Durthu. They would just get melted in the process. So yeah, just some missiles or maybe a noble on a chariot, or a horseback, really. Any of those could have, even just dropping one chariot for one noble could help a lot. But anyway, hindsight is always 20/20.
I mean, you can only do so much, but no, you're hitting the nail on the head. I agree completely. Oh shit, and we're here, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my camera and get to it. All right, Romulan, I'll go first this time. Greenskins.
Awesome, I knew it.
This is my boys. All right, so we got 4 goblins up front. We got the 8 peak loonies, of course. 2 forest goblin spider riders, looking sexy. Got 2 goblin wolf rider archers. 4 forest goblin spider rider archers. And then we're going to be seeing 4 stone trolls. Not the first time we've seen this today, brought by Abeicnr. So, other than this, we are going to be seeing, I want to say it was Grom, and, oh, whoa, I'm happy. I see 2 orc shaman for some reason. And it looks like one is going to have headbutt, and one is going to have brain bursta. And thank you for the follow, friend. And then we're going to be seeing Grom the Paunch with the lucky banner and language of the boys. What else got for us, Romulan?
Now this Wood Elf army, it may seem a bit familiar, chat, because it's the exact same army that was brought for Scrabbling just a few rounds ago. Now this build consists of 3 Dryads making up the infantry corps. There are 2 Hawk Riders for the skirmish potential, 1 on either flank. Now once again we have 2 Wild Riders with shields. And we do have the Lost Sylvan Knights vanguarded in the rear, outside of the forest, though that's quite a curious pick. I'm surprised they're not actually vanguarded in the forest and hidden. But anyway, this is the same army you've seen before, as the leadership is Orion. He has the standard kit. And we have Ariel. She has Soul Stealer, Apotheosis, and essentially the standard kit once again, which is Berry Wine and the Acorn of the Oak of Ages. Now this rounds out the Wood Elf army. We'll see if they can get the jump on this massive greenskin line, HW.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, it looks like the greenskins haven't even deployed yet, so I'm wondering if he's taking a bio break or something for a second.
Seems like he may. Very well. This would certainly be a very unorthodox way of setting up.
It's a master strat.
Catches the opponent off guard.
He's like, where do I begin? All right, looks like he's getting into it now. High elves should get stoner trolls for a lower bonus. They're immune to psychology, but they lose 50% speed. Because they just can't be bothered.
Something like that. Sounds about right.
Reduces melee defense of enemies within an AoE from contact high.
If that ever became an ability from, again, a foul Nurgle or something like that, that would be quite hilarious. But now, okay.
Oh,
this is about to get buck wild, folks.
Yeah, I'm really glad we covered the armies before this started.
It was about to get so difficult and so all over the place, right?
I love it when this happens and you're just like, it's like you're just watching an accident about to happen. I know that's a bad thing to want, but the sense of Schadenfreude is strong in me today.
Yeah, let's be honest. It's funny if it doesn't happen to you.
Yes.
But when it happens to you, it sucks. That's for sure.
Well, all I know is both these players are
go.
adaptable and can, turn on a dime. So we'll see what happens in it. Honestly, the Wood Elves aren't, like, only really their mobile units were super close to the greenskin, so it looks like they were able to remove themselves fairly easily. Look at that, the loons going through, and ouch! Nice damage on the Dryads.
Are some mean loons.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think...
Oh,
barely caught one Wild Rider, but nothing too much. So this looks like a pretty strong frontal engagement for the greenskins, but we'll see. The Dryads are fanning out, trying to make some lanes for the Wild Riders to get charges, but oh no, look at this. Wild Riders they're not getting charges off HW.
Nope.
They're just eating charges from the trolls and the spiders.
And those ones getting pinned in place by a lot of trolls, so just taking so much damage as they try to retreat. The other one's about to get a brain burster, and look at that. 3rd health damage. Boom. Just in a matter of moments. And it looks like the Hawk Riders are having a much harder time here since there's so many Greenskin skirmish cav on the field. Abeicnr of the Oak of Ages and the Hawk's Talon didn't do too much damage.
Indeed, and only now are the Lost Sylvan Knights coming into play, and they're trying to get a big charge onto these goblins. Actually, I'm not sure what they're doing. We'll see. They'll need to make a massive impact here to turn the tide. It looks like it's quickly becoming a Greenskin advantage. Although, I say that, 2 trolls are routing HW.
Yeah, no, the trolls are routing, but always a matter of if they stop routing and get that regeneration. Ed Butt is going to miss the Lost Sylvan Knights, but now the Lost Sylvan Knights are kind of pinned in place. A big opportunity for a Soul Stealer, though.
And we'll see. Often these blob fights do favor the Wood Elves with Soul Stealer.
Absolutely.
And they're very powerful terror causing units.
Can you believe this? Force Goblin Spider Rider's about to defeat the Wild Hunters, perhaps? Anyway, sorry, I interrupted a rude
My
moment.
goodness. The power of the spiders. No. And, yeah, look at this. It's absolutely dead even, though. But will this wall change the tide, HW?
I'm not sure. The wall definitely helping. I mean, you see the Lost Sylvan Knights there wavering now. Berry Wine's on top of them, but there goes the route. And the Greenskins are the ones with the tools to keep them routing right now. So this could be the game-winning play right now for the Greenskins led by Felkon.
And they're routing with 22 models HW. That's huge. They're almost at full combat potential, and yet they could get just run off the field by a simple wolf.
Yeah, Goblin Wolf Rider Archers just going to be chasing them.
That is value.
That is so much value. And over here, the Greenskins just sending in Forest Goblin Spider Riders for days to pin these units in place, and Brainburster doing what it needs to do. And man, even with Orion and Ariel so healthy, the balance of power is going against them hard.
Indeed, Orion putting up a solid fight, trying to get some damage done, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like, yeah, the green tide is just about to overtake them.
Yeah, I mean, these Goblin Wolf Rider Archers just raking up value, saying, hey, just keep running, you big ghost. I do wonder if they're ever going to change that, because I still just find it strange that a ghost would ever route. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It's it's strange too. It would balance them in an interesting way. I mean, yeah, not sure if it makes them stronger that they never route. It probably would make them weaker, but anyway, it is strange nonetheless.
It just doesn't make sense. You know, fear is something for living creatures. It's a survival tool, not for dead creatures.
Yeah, imagine we'll see that change eventually. Like they took Ron Brindle, made him unbreakable, as he is an angry spirit of the dwarfs, so strange that he ever could route. So they'll probably do the same here. But regardless, they run off the board here, and that is, I mean, incredible value. I don't think I've ever seen the Lost Sylvan Knights route with 22 models, and I think it was a case where they were trying to be pulled out of combat, and in doing so, they took a massive leadership penalty and just started the route.
Can't allow that to happen. I mean, I'm sure Ariel's got a Soul Stealer in her back pocket or something, but it's just not going to be enough.
Indeed, and as Orion heals, these trolls laugh a bit, and they say, you're not the only one with regen.
Yep.
They continue to heal all the while, and this is just the power of missile units, and though Ariel is pretty tough to take down, and Orion as well, they are very susceptible to missiles, and they're just getting shot to pieces as they get dragged down amongst these trolls and goblins.
Indubitably.
Well, looks like we're going to see some juicy Hawk's Talons. Oh, look at that. The carnage, HW, the carnage.
Massive carnage. Troll may be close to terror routing.
Well, I really like this, though. These trolls just sitting off on the side. They're just regenning. They know they have 8 models. They know they can get to 3/4 health, and they're just going to sit back, let themselves get above 50, up to 3/4, and then join the fight.
Yep.
But just by sitting out of combat, they're winning as they regen and bank on the balance of power.
And look at that. They're going to actually kill Orion and Ariel.
And it's interesting, I must say, Chosen One seems to, well, Chosen the Norns, really seems to like his Hawk Riders. And they paid out massively versus the Empire, but they're a tremendous liability here as they just get shot to pieces by the greenskin skirm cow.
Yep.
And that's sometimes the tale of the milk. You pick something and it's great. Sometimes you pick something and it's not quite so great. But anyway, still the battle wasn't exactly lost there. It was just gonna be difficult to get value from those units. And in the end, my goodness, Lost Silver Knights routing with 22 models HW. And it looks like Felkon will be the champion of the Swiss. The big Swiss cheese.
There it is. Felkon is undisputed in the Swiss portion. But does that mean he's going to win the whole thing next week? Guess we'll have to wait and see.